Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. This game marks the end of the stretch at home for the Cavaliers, back on the road tomorrow. This, of course, the first opportunity to play Portland this season. Home court advantage played a part in last year's season series. Each team took their home game in a 1-1 split.
And you have to love it when there's a matchup like this. Two teams that are at the top of their respective conferences going at it.
And the fact that they split their two meetings last season. Does one try to get a leg up?
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA?
Well, Cavs head coach Tyronn Lue hired midway through last season. First-time head coach, he played 11 seasons in the NBA and won 2 championships with the Lakers and spent 6+ seasons on the bench as an assistant coach. LeBron James said there's nothing that he hasn't seen. He's played for Phil Jackson, he's coached with Doc Rivers, he's been all over, so he has experience. Kevin?
Thanks, DA. Certainly a lot expected of everybody in Cleveland. And the way a team plays early, Doris, can be vastly different than how they finish a season.
Well, you know, anything can happen over the course of a 6 to 7 month season. 1, trades. 2, injuries. Has a rookie sort of played a bigger part in your success than maybe you thought? I think what happens early can define what happens late.
Well, injuries and trades are 2 very disruptive things that teams have got to deal with.
I think to adjust on the fly to new personnel, whether be it because, as you say, whether it's an injury or whether it's a trade, I think that that's a very hard dynamic. So if you've established habits early, it helps smooth that over.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for the Trailblazers, Lillard and McCollum, the explosive backcourt pair. Plumlee out there with Aminu, and it's Harkless in at the small forward.
And Damian Lillard, the leader of this Blazers team, you know, and I really feel like he's got the right disposition for it. You know, you speak of the great composure. You know, you never see him too high or too low. And for me, his work ethic speaks for itself. The other thing I love about this guy is he always plays with that proverbial chip on his shoulder.
And both free throws good for Damian Lillard. And with Lillard, in addition to being that stabilizing force, Greg, and playing the game with such great confidence, he also has that certain underdog mentality, doesn't he?
Kevin, he may have the biggest chip on his shoulder of any player in the NBA. Lightly recruited out of high school, went to a small college, and he's embraced that outsider role, if you will.
Here's Lillard, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Puts up a 3, and it's Lillard missing. Plumlee with the steal. Irving against Lillard. Feeds it to Plumlee. To the middle, it's stolen by Smith. Irving with the ball. Lillard picks him up. It's tipped. That's out of bounds to the Cavaliers as Cleveland retains possession.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
I thought he had it for a second. Barely bounced off his fingertips.
Love outside. Smith outside. In the corner, Irving with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And a miss there on the triple.
Boy, very surprising he clanked that one. Everybody in the building thought that was down.
And the city of Cleveland still aglow from their first major professional sporting title in over 52 years.
They waited a lifetime, Kevin. In the end, it was a native son, LeBron James, who returned to lead them to glory. You just couldn't script it any better.
Now here's Irving after Mo Harkless's miss. Outside Irving, inside, and it's sent back by Plumlee. That's a 2 from Lillard, and that one comes up a bit short.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
You love the confidence, but that's a situation where they really needed a better look.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Count the basket. Plumlee's got his first basket of the night.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
If you're the coach, you hope it's a wake-up call. Get them to tighten things up on the inside and start protecting the rim with a little bit more authority.
23 seconds left here in the first quarter. Here's Lillard. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. They set the pick. Dishes to McCollum. Here's Aminu. And that does it for the first quarter. Cavaliers lead by 4. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. We got a chance to hear from LeBron James about the hard work and preparation he brings into every game.
I go back and I'm able to, read the scouting report, and also when I get to the arena, I also watch more film on each and every guy that's going to be playing, guys that I know I may be, matched up against, throughout the night. So I'm not surprised by anything if it happens throughout the game. So it's a lot of preparation that goes in, to just one game, just trying to get one win, but that's what it takes in the NBA.
I think you'd have to say the preparation really shows on the court in his play, and rarely does he look surprised out there or caught off guard.
And Kevin, that's really just the mark of a total pro. And I don't think oftentimes the fans appreciate how much goes in terms of preparation. Some guys get it, and some guys don't. But he's a perfect example of what proper preparation means in terms of preventing a poor performance.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. What stands out to you from the Cavaliers in this one?
I tell you what, defensively, they have been in tune with one another as intense as I've seen.
Well, they trust each other, and that's something you establish in practice and in games, and you don't see a ton of miscommunication out there.
On the floor for Portland, Damian Lillard out there with Allen Crabbe. Then it's Evan Turner. Then there's Vonleh. And it's Davis in at the center, locking down the middle. Now here's Shumpert. Outside Irving. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net. Doris, as a former Big East point guard, you know all about playmaking. Who in the NBA right now, in your opinion, is the best at setting up their teammates?
I think Chris Paul. I think he's got the best handle on the point guard position. And to me, Kevin, I don't know how you feel. I'd love your take on it. I don't think Chris Paul gets enough credit when we talk about MVP year after year. Your thoughts?
I think so much, though, Doris, is clouded by the fact that he can't get past the second round. Would you not agree that has been this thing around his neck which he just can't get off?
You know, it's a great point because the narrative is certainly there. He's never been beyond that second round, and so much of success in the NBA is defined by how many finals have you played in and how many championships have you won.
But I hear so many people who I respect, like yourself, who've played the position, know what it takes to play. Chris Paul is the first name out of their mouth every time about leadership, toughness, overall point guard play.
Yeah, the cerebral nature of what he does. And obviously the only question is, does he demand too much from teammates? Is that even something that you would consider a worthy question to ask? Is he hard to play with?
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
With the departure of LaMarcus Aldridge to San Antonio, there's no question who Portland's franchise player is now. It's Damian Lillard, who said, "I am." People say he's not a franchise player, but I didn't make that decision. The franchise did. It's more than being the best player, especially with a young team. You're the example, and the standard is here. Evan, he doesn't shy away from that responsibility.
No, he's built for it, D.A. Thanks. And that one's good by Davis.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs
of life. It's deflected. Here's Shumpert. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Yeah, the determination there from Shumpert was something else. Took the foul, converts the basket. Beautiful.
The Cavaliers shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Thompson, he's checked in for Fry. Love comes in for James. Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for Richard Jefferson. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Free throw, good, Shumpert.
And Shumpert needs to keep working on his stroke from the free throw line. One of the weak aspects of his game.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. McCollum against Shumpert. There's the dish to Cram. Pass to Harkless. Just 5 to shoot. Up top, Leonard for 3. Up again. Thompson with the rebound. And the first half is now in the books. Cleveland ahead, up by 7. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Tyronn Lue. Coach, what is the focus going to be in the second half?
Just play the right way. Move the ball, share the ball, get stops, and get out and run in transition.
Always leads to good results. Thanks, Tyronn. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. What'd you think, Shaq, about Cleveland?
Well, the offense is running on all cylinders. Guys are focused, executing, not playing outside of themselves. That's why their shooting percentage was so high. See it up there, Ernie, in the stratosphere. Anyway, they're mixing things up, which keeps the defense scrambling.
And Kenny, what did you see from Portland?
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
And that about wraps it up, as the second half is just moments away. Now down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew, and we will see you after the game, won't we?
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Well, there are very few defenders who can check him one-on-one. And in fact, collectively, he's a challenge for defenses.
Here's James. LeBron and Love, the two superstar forwards. Sharpshooters Irving and J.R. Smith are the backcourt duo. And it's Thompson in at center. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Kicks it out to Love. LeBron with it. Back to Love. In the corner, Smith with it. That falls. Big assist by Love. Love's got his third assist on the night.
And really, Smith is always looking to fire as soon as he touches the ball. The D has to be more aware of that quick trigger. 2
points. That one goes. Plumlee's got his second basket of the night. Well, they talk about basketball IQ, Doris, all the time from a point guard and broadcaster perspective. How would you, I'd be interested in this, how would you define it?
You know, I think you can see a player who has played the game from their earliest. Like, I picked the game up at 7 years old when I moved next door to a park. And when you play the game from that young an age, there's just this natural understanding of the nuance of the game. Like, my son has played golf since the time he was 2 years old. He's been on a golf course. There's a nuance, there's a feel for it that you can't teach. It's been developed because it's been a part of who you are for such a long time.
Both good from the line that time. And the Blazers last season losing 4 of their 5 starters to trades or free agency. You might have expected them, Greg, to drop in the depths of the standings, but they stayed remarkably competitive.
And credit goes to everybody. The players rose to the challenge and showed a hunger to prove themselves. The front office went out and acquired young pieces that fit. And Coach Stotts put them in a position to be successful.
Oh, guys, it doesn't matter if the defense gets a hand in his face or not. He's still able to bury those shots. Just a special, special player.
Now, here's Lillard. He has 6. Plumlee with the screen. The feed to Harkless. And the rejection by James. He dishes it to Irving. Misses the 3. Trailblazers trail by 8. Lillard from outside hits the three-point bomb. Lillard's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Listen, they rely heavily on his offense. He rarely lets them down.
Irving kicks to Love. Lillard against Irving. High post shot. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Thompson, he has such a low, wide base. He is near impossible to fully box out.
Aminu with the screen on Love. And stolen by Love. Tips it.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
For Portland, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Plumlee with the screen. McCollum kicks to Lillard. To the inside. And stolen by LeBron. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Lillard against Irving. Love with the screen for Irving. The 3. Again, Irving missing. And stolen by James. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. Cavaliers lead by 9. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next. Terry Stotts had some advice for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Defensively, we got to give a little more pressure to their shots, all right? Make them make the 2nd, 3rd, 4th play.
That's Terry Stotts drawing the line defensively. Doesn't want the first guy with the ball to beat him.
And that's where a total effort is needed. Get back quickly, match up, call out screens, really the complete package.
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the 4th. And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th, Turner is out there with Myers-Leonard. Then there's C.J. McCollum. Then it's Allen Crabbe. And it's Plumlee in at the 5 down low. Passes it to McCollum. Lock at 6. Can't cash in from the high post.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Oh, it's a great look at the basket. Sometimes you feel like the shot is good, and it just comes up that much short.
Again, McCollum missing. Cleveland leading by 9. And Jefferson wide open. He shoots on the 3 off target. And for Portland, they're shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. And here's McCollum. To the paint. It's tipped. It's stolen by Dunleavy. Here's Love. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Everyone knows if you don't box Kevin Love out, he is taking the board.
Thompson, he's checked in for Channing Frye. And a switch here also for Portland. Harkless is checked in for Turner. That's good from Love. And you think of the great outside shooting of the Cavs. Doris, how much of that is the brilliance of LeBron James creating those shots for his teammates?
Mug, you hit the nail on the head, Kevin. LeBron is not only one of the most devastating slashers and finishers, but his passing might be his greatest strength. Pinpoint bullet passes that zip into shooters' hands before the defense can react. And you look at his shooting percentage on his passes, sky high.
Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout.
.49 left to play in the final quarter. Shumpert against McCollum. Kicks it to Plumlee. Pass to Harkless. And so many different personalities in the NBA, Doris. You've gotten to know a lot of them. Who stands out as being some of the great players, just to talk about the game within this league?
Well, LeBron James, I think, does a really nice job for me of answering questions in a very thoughtful manner. You'll see him just take a second to process whatever it is I've asked, and then really try to give the fan at home a sense of what he was thinking in that particular matchup.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
He's a very, as you know, such a cerebral player, and that translates to the postgame.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Cavaliers.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season. And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Love.
Well, what a game. Offensively, this guy was a force. Defensively, set the tone, just bringing everything to the table and trying to get this kind of lead.
And they're not finished just yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
And that's the thing. When you fought all game, expended all your energy, you want to do everything you can to come away with the W. You know, the key to that possession was really the pass. Perfectly placed assist, made the shot the easy part.
Now Dunleavy. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity. And this is what they came out to do.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kyrie, we're at an early part of the season, but what did you want to accomplish tonight individually and in the team flow?
Just wanted to come out here and compete, get the win. We wanted to set a standard for ourselves. The most important thing was just coming out here and competing for my teammates and, doing whatever possible to get this win.
And you all did that tonight. Thanks, Kyrie. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, as we present Kevin Love.
On a night like this, you just have to marvel at the things that Kevin Love can do. Inside, outside, he was everywhere, and there was nothing they could do to stop him. You gotta love the huge contribution he gave them tonight.
It was a great game for him, Ernie, and this one he really needed. As bad as he's looked lately, it was important to build up that confidence again and have a big night.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business. This is Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.